Alright, y'all. So, hey, y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to stay tuned and to follow me on my journey, y'all, as I continue to search on Ancestry.com and 23andMe. So, on this video, I'm going through my Ancestry DNA and also my 23 DNA. I know I said I owed y'all, so I'm finally walking through my story with you all. So first we're going to start here on 23andMe. So this is the 23andMe page, home page. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to scroll down and click on Ancestry Report. And so right here on Ancestry, you see I clicked on it, so it takes you down now to my breakdown, and all of these, it shows you what shows up on your DNA report. So right now mine's say 83.5% sub-Saharan Africa. So I'm 83.5% African. So with my highest one being Nigeria with 35.1%, I am 35% Nigerian. Then Ghanaian 24.7, and Senegal 22.1, and then it go down to like broadly West African, and then Congolese, and going on down. And then European, I'm 14.4%. And so it gives me Northwestern European, which is British and Irish, with only 0.3% broadly European. Then come East Asian. I got a little East Asian in me. It's only 0.4% and 0.2% Filipino. Then the other 0.4, which is broadly East Asian. Then, my 0.7% indigenous American. So Native American, I got 0.7. It's in me. And so let's click on Nigeria. And so once I click on it, take me to that a zoomed in picture of that country. And then if I want to click explore, I could learn more about Nigeria, give me history, I guess, like fun facts of both the Igbo and Yoruba, which are two well-known tribes out of Nigeria, or people groups out of Nigeria. So, disclaimer, spoiler alert, if you didn't know, Africa was colonized. Yeah, but anyway, so basically Africa is broken down based on colonialism and based on like how they broke the country down. So Africa will look totally different broken down if it was broken down by people groups and tribes. So that's how you can have people who are in Nigeria and Yoruba, but also might be in the Congo. It might be Yoruba. I'm just throwing out people groups, not necessarily saying it's Yoruba in the Congo, but it probably is. But I'm just throwing that out there just for an example, so y'all could get a breakdown of what I'm saying. So I just want to show y'all my breakdown on that. Now let me take y'all to what y'all really came to see. So like I've been telling y'all, on 23andMe I have a first cousin. Here we go. Get into it, y'all. So on 23andMe, I have a first cousin, y'all, And so I told you I've been messaging her, but she hadn't been messaging me back. And so, like I said, that's totally up to her. I can't like force her or show up at her doorstep and say like, "Hey, girl, message me." I can't do that. So all I can do is shoot her a message, and whether she responds back is totally up to her. Which that will really help my search. But I have no response, so that's okay. I'm gonna keep looking. So first cousin, and it says we share 8.98% of DNA. So if I keep scrolling, this is the, let's see. Which view am I on? The view that I'm on right now is the list. And so I use this a lot too. So first cousin, and got other relatives who are related to me. And then it's broken down how I got it up at the top is strength of relationships. So it go first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, and then we can scroll all the way down to a fourth cousin. So let's click on first cousin, who don't message me back. No shade. But anyway, so it shows when a person was active. She was active over 6 months ago. Sorry about that. She was active over 6 months ago. And so it goes down to the relationship. It says me and then first cousin. So we share grandparents. And then if I click on this, it shows how much DNA that we share. So we share 8.98% of DNA. But if I keep scrolling down, it looks at us side by side. And so you can see based on sub-Saharan Africa, it shows what we have in common and our percentage and all the breakdowns. And then it goes to our unassigned. So this is what we share and some stuff that we don't necessarily have in common. And then also cool about this is that you can click and find relatives in common. So let's see. These are people who we are related to. And it shows how closely I'm related to the person and how closely this other person is related to me. So this person right here is my third cousin, but her fifth cousin, which is, I don't know, strange. But I guess it depends on how much, DNA was shared. But let's go back. So that's the list, but I also like looking at the family tree. So with the family tree, this is the first cousin right here, and so this parent right here is my father's. So I know this on my father's side because, like I said, I've done the ancestry and the 23andMe, and so like I cross-reference. So praise God, I'm not the only one who did both of them. And so it's people who have done both of them, and I know like, oh, if you're related to me on my mother's side on here, that means you related to me on my mother's side on 23andMe. So this is my first cousin, and we don't have anybody else who has done one. But if you look over here on this side, if I scroll over here to this side, you can see this is my mother's side. And so I'm pretty sure this is my grandfather's side. And this side right here is my grandmother's side, just because of how much time I spent on here and cross references and doing research. So I really like the aspect of the family tree. It's been really helpful for me. And so I think that's all I'm going to share with y'all on 23andMe. I think that really gets to the gist of what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's it. So now I'm about to take y'all over to AncestryDNA. Let's take a look. So this is the home page for Ancestry. I'm on the DNA tab, and so we have our DNA matches, but then also we have my DNA story. So I'm going to take y'all through my DNA story first. So 23andMe and Ancestry differ a little bit, not by much. So also with AncestryDNA and with 23andMe, so as time goes forward, they try to get more samples, and as they get more samples from the people in these different countries, they can be more specific and more detailed. So I have had things to update, but it's not a big usually it's not a big, there hasn't been like a huge difference. So over here in Nigeria, my Nigeria percent is 27%, but then also +2 because they have this category called East Central Nigeria. So with Cameroon and Congo and Western Bantu people on 28%, then with Nigeria 27%, Benin and Togo, Senegal 5%, Mali 5%, Ivory Coast and Ghana is 5%, Scotland 5%, Ireland 3%, Nigeria, East Central, and you see as I hover over them, it lights up on the map. Then you got England and Northwestern Europe. Then you have Wales, and my indigenous Americas is higher over here. It's 1%, but as you can see on this one, it does not show that I have any Asian descent. But then here I have Sweden and Denmark, so they're kind of similar. But if I go click on Cameroon and Congo, it gives a close-up of the different countries or that constitutes Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. Look how close Nigeria and Cameroon are. That's why I said, look, these are just colonized borders. Africa will look totally different if broken up by the tribes, so y'all, people groups. But then you also could learn more about this region and full history if you wanted to, just like you could in 23andMe. So y'all, if I scroll down, keep scrolling down, it gives this ethnicity inheritance. And so if I click on it, it shows like this is what comes from parent 1, this is what comes from parent 2, and a complete circle of what makes me me. So let's see, Congo and Cameroon came from both parents. If I take let's see what that's on both. Ireland came from both, but a higher percentage from parent 2. Mali only came from one parent, from parent 1. And then it gives the breakdown of what they assume comes from each parent. But this is something new, relatively new. But I just wanted to show y'all that, a little bit of that. Y'all, thank y'all for sticking with me. It's a lot of like information, but I'm glad that's what y'all here for. So this goes to basically with the slave trade, a lot of black people came through Virginia. I'm not gonna say all, but I know a vast majority. And so the Mississippi and Alabama African Americans, I'm pretty sure this is my father's side, just because the research that I've been doing, and it doesn't pop up on my mother's. And I know this right here for sure is from my biological mom's side. So the Mississippi and Louisiana African Americans. And so, like, I know that this is true because it shows up on my mother's as well, my biological mom. So, y'all, what has been extremely helpful for me in my journey is the fact that I had my biological mother do an AncestryDNA test too. I didn't have her do the 23andMe. I mean, I could have, but I just wanted to start off with the AncestryDNA and get started. So I know that's not a possibility for everyone's story who out here trying to find another parent. But if you can, I know that's a vulnerable place to be, to actually invite people into what you're doing and your search, because some people might be on board. Like with me asking her to do one, I had to reveal to her what I was doing, and then also had to ask, like, hey, would you be willing to take the test, and also explain to her the process and how all that goes. So here we go. So it has my biological mother on here, and it says 50% shared DNA, and it says 100% parent-child relationship. And so the perks of having a parent to do it, because now it has mother's side. So anybody that's related to me by my mother, it pops up under their profile. So now I'm able to put people in 2 columns, a left and a right. And so that has been really helpful, because there's been some people on here who I've messaged who related to me on my mother's side, but I wouldn't have known that if she hadn't did the DNA test. So this has been really helpful. But let's go down. So this person right here is a half aunt, and clearly it says mother's side. So it says we share 6%. So if I click on it, it shows the possible relationships. It could be first cousin, half first cousin. It's a half great aunt. So that's the highest percentage. And because I do know that she is my grandmother's sister, I know that this is accurate and this is correct. So I was able to label that relationship correctly. And this person is a first cousin, second cousin, but that's because that is my mother's brother, daughter, and so apparently they don't have the same father. So that would make it like a half first cousin to DNA standards. I mean, typically we don't say, oh, that's my half first cousin. Just like, no, that's my cousin or a cousin. So, but like I said, this has been truly helpful since she was able to do one. And so anybody who doesn't have mother's side, that means they're related to me on my father's side. So this has eliminated so many people and helped me to just be able to find the right people who I need to message and get in contact with. So this has been so helpful. Like this person right here. Or let's go up. If I click on this aunt, and we can click on, I click on ethnicity, so it does the same thing like 23andMe does. So I can see what we share, what we have in common in a percentage. But then it also breaks down, hey, this is what I have, but she don't have, and this is what I don't have, but she do have. So that's been helpful. But then also, look, I can click on share matches just like I could on 23andMe. So our shared matches is my biological mom, my cousin. This person right here is her son, which puts him down as my second to third cousin. Let's go back. Sorry about that. And so if I go down here with my biological mom, and then we click on, these are some of the things that we share. The Cameroon, the Nigeria, she has 34%. It's still saying I have 27%. I wish they would just add the other Nigeria, the East Central Nigeria. So she has 34%. I have 27%. Oh, that means the 2% East Central Nigeria comes from my father's side and not her side. Interesting. So the Benin, Togo, Ghana, Scotland, I got 5%. She has 1%. Senegal, Ireland, Indigenous Americas, we both have 1%. So this is stuff that I have that she doesn't, and stuff that she has and I do not. And then, like I said, going back to those shared communities, the Mississippi and Louisiana African American groups, like I said, I have the Alabama one, which comes from my father's side because it doesn't come from my biological mom's side. So yeah, y'all, that's the breakup of me on Ancestry.com and 23andMe. They differed just a tad bit, not a lot. And like I said, with having my biological mom do an Ancestry DNA, it really was a game changer. It really helped me to scratch off a lot of people and not just randomly messaging people. It made it clear for me to find the right people to message. So y'all, that's my story. I'm still waiting to get some results back. I'm still waiting on people to message me back, but I believe that y'all shall find an answer before my birthday. I'm really believing that, y'all, so stay tuned as y'all watch my story. All right, peace, y'all. Thank y'all so much.